now in this session, we are going to have the beautiful topic about what functions. So just in this session, we are going to have exclusive discussion about the functions. A lot of rules and regulations are coming. Pay more attention, my dear friend, especially in the chapter functions are called first class object. You should not miss that, my dear friend. If you fail to understand the topic, it is somewhat difficult for you to understand decorator concepts. Decorators concept. That's the reason personally requesting you, come on, start, pay more attention. What is the function? Well, ladies and gentlemen, to make you understand, I want to give one small pictorial representation here to get more clarity about function. So now just to you guys, I need to understand, this is a very small, rough explanation. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm personally requesting you pay more attention here in this particular case. So if you notice, there is a what here friend, these straight lines are what here friend, the logic. There is some regular logic we can say. It is a regular logic. This is a regular logic. But here wantonly I am taking a rounded rectangle with what here friend, rounded rectangle filled with the yellow in color. Rounded rectangle filled with what here friend, filled with the yellow color. That means what here friend, it is the logic which is frequently required. Now you can understand. This is what here friend, this is a logic about what here friend, this is a logic about 50 lines. Yes, this is a logic about 50 lines. Now ladies and gentlemen, but here in this context, if you notice this particular case, in this particular case, if you notice, just assume that we are writing the some program. In this program, there is some logic is required like this. So whatever the logic is written by me here, there, just kindly understand, whatever the logic is written by me here, whatever the logic is written by me here, the same logic is required for me here and also what your friend here. Kindly understand this. So whatever the logic is written by me here, almost the same logic is required for me multiple times in the program. So, but what you did, say whatever the logic we have written here for 50 lines, the same logic we are writing here and the same logic we are writing here. The writing the same logic again and again, what is happened, my dear friend? Writing the same logic again and again, a repetition of the code is occurring. Because of repetition, what is happened? It is extending the length of the code. So because of extending the length of the code, it will increase the wastage of memory. Wastage of memory and efficiency of the program will be degrades. Efficiency of the program will be degrades. And moreover, debugging the program becomes tough. But debugging the program is nothing but what your friend, identifying the mistakes in the programs becomes what your friend tough. These are the certain limitations are there with what repetition of code. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly understand this particular case. So in this diagram, if you notice in this piece of code, assume it is a one program we are planning to write here. Guys, whatever the logic we are writing here, whatever the logic is written by me here, the same logic is required for me here and also what your friend here. But writing the same logic again and again, what is happened means that writing the same logic again and again, mainly repetition of code is occurring. So because of repetition of the code, what is happened means it is extending the length of the code. So just it is not only extending the length of the code and also increase the wastage of memory. So it is extending the length of the code, wastage of memory is taken place and efficiency of the program will be degrades and debugging the program becomes tough. Debugging means what your friend, identifying the mistakes in the code also becomes tough. This is what the main problem with the repetition of code. These are the certain limitation of what your friend repetition. But just how can we solve this problem? Yes, so in order to solve this problem, there is a one beautiful scenario is introduced in the programming called what your friend functions. Ladies and gentlemen, first you need to understand the logic which is required for you for multiple times. Kindly understand the terminology. The logic which is required for you for multiple number of times, either in the same program or in the different program. The logic which is required for you for multiple number of times, either in the same program or in the different program, then the corresponding logic, okay, then the corresponding logics are recommended to define in a separate named block. In a separate named block, the separate named block is called what your friend function. Assume it, now I am defining my function like this. But here in just what your friend, just in other languages we'll be writing open and close, right? But you guys already aware in Python there is no matter of scope, but there is a concept called what here friend suit. And moreover, here in Python, the functions are defined by using the beautiful keyword called def. Yes, okay. So what I'm saying is, first you need to understand the logic which is required for you for multiple number of times. So when to define a function, first you need to understand few points. Whenever you require any logic, for multiple number of times, whenever you require any logic for multiple number of times, either in the same program or in the different program, then the corresponding logics are recommended to define in the separate named block, call it as what your friend function. That is a matter. So when to define a function, the point is very clear. Whenever you require any logic for multiple number of times, either in the same program or in the different program, then the corresponding logics are recommended to define in a separate named block, call it as what now, function. So now what is the beauty of defining the function? What is the benefits? Yes, my dear friend, if you notice the same piece of code, yes, I want to reconstruct the same program. So whenever you require any logic for multiple number of times, rather than writing the same logic again and again, you better define the function. You better define a function like this. Whenever you require that logic, you please use that function name. Whenever you require that logic, just we need to define the function like this. So I hope now you understood this particular case. I here in this case, actually we define the function for one time, man. We define the function for one time, but once you define the function for one time, you can use it for n number of times, no problem at all. This is what, if you notice here, what is happened there? I define the function I'm using here. And define the function I'm using here. I'm defining the function I'm using here. The function which is defined by me, I'll be using the what here friend, the same function for n number of times. That is what the main story of defining the function. So very simple. Whenever you require any logic for multiple number of times, either in the same program or in the different program. Okay, whenever you require any logic for multiple number of times, either in the same program or in the different program, then the corresponding logics are recommended to define in a separate named block. Call it as what, functions. Now, what is the benefit of defining the function, my dear friend? If you notice, what is the benefit? You define, once you define the function, you can use it for a number of times. If you notice in the screen one, in this diagram one, so we have written the 50 lines logic is here. The same 50 lines logic is written by me here, and 50 lines logic is written by me here. Altogether, here is what your friend 150 lines was written by me here. Writing the same logic for repeated number of times, as I said you, it is extending the length of the code, wastage of memory is taken place, and efficiency of the program will be degrades. This all comes under the matters. Well, coming to what your friend here in this case 2, in the diagram 2, but you are defining the function for one time. You're defining the function for what your friend one time. But once you define the function, you can use it for what your friend, you can use it for n number of times. That means in this screen one, this is what your friend, in the screen one, a repetition. In the screen 2, reusability. In the screen 2 is what your friend, reusability. Whatever you define here, that we are using for what your friend multiple times, that is called as what your friend, reusability. So now what is a function? Very simple. What is a function, man? A function is a self-contained block. I repeat, my dear friend, a function is a self-contained block having a statements or group of statements to perform a particular task. Come on, what is the function? A function is a self-contained block having a statements or group of statements to perform the particular task. Now, what is the advantage of the function? Number one, we have seen that code reusability. Yes, code reusability. Number two, what your friend, because of code reusability, if you notice moment I said you, 50 lines, 50 lines, 50 lines, 150 lines code was written. But because their repetition, but here reusability. Already the 50 lines code, 50 lines logic is written by me here. That 50 lines logic, rather than writing 50 lines, just we are using that function name. Just we are using what your friend, we are using the function name. That's it, my dear friend. So now what is the advantage of the function? Main advantage of the function is what? Code reusability. Not code repetition, my dear, code reusability. Because of code reusability, what is that now? Code optimization. Not only the code optimization, memory optimization. Not only the code optimization, memory optimization. Efficiency of the program will be increases. Efficiency of the program will be increases, reducing the cost and time of the project, reducing the cost and time of the project. These are the certain advantages of defining the function. I hope you understood right, my dear friend. So what are the advantages of the function? We can avoid the repetition of code, rather code reusability, code optimization, memory optimization, efficiency of the program will be increases, and debugging the program becomes easier. So what is the debugging here, friend? Debugging is a process of identifying the mistakes in the code. Debugging, the process of identifying the mistakes in the code, my dear friend. These are the certain points about the function. All the times you need to understand when to define a function. When to define a function, I said you, whenever you require any logic for multiple times, either in the same program or in the different program, then we need to define them in a what, dear friend, just a function. That is a matter. Okay, just I am saying that. So whenever you wish to, whenever you want to execute, okay, whenever you want to execute a logic, whenever you want to execute a logic more than one time, more than one time, either in the same program, yes, either in the what your friend, either in the same program or in the different program, or in the different program, or in the different program, then corresponding logic, corresponding logic must be defined. Corresponding logic must be defined in a, separate, yes, it must be defined in a separate named block. Okay, named block. Okay, named block is called what, if a named block is called function. This is a matter. When to define the function, you need to understand this. So whenever you want to execute a logic for multiple number of times, either in the same program or in the different program, then the corresponding, then the what your friend, then the corresponding logic must be written, must be defined in a separate named block, is called as a function. That's okay. So this is what the case. Or else, as per your knowledge sake, for you, I will be giving another point like, okay, a function. Yes, function is a self-contained block. Yes, self-contained block. We can say self-contained block, which is having, yeah, which is having what, your friend, which is having, yes, which is having a statement, a group of statement, which is having a statement or group of statements, which is having statements of group of statements to perform what, your friend, to perform a particular, action, particular operation or particular task. Simple. Okay, function is a self-contained block which is having a statement or group of statements to perform a particular task. Dear friend, this is what the definition of the function as we see. But you need to understand, basically functions are classified into two categories. Functions are what, your friend, classified into what, your friend, classified into two types. Number one is what, your friend, just a predefined functions. Okay, number two is what, your friend, user defined, yes, user defined functions. My dear friend, I hope you can understand the terminology. Now, what is a predefined function, my dear friend? A function or the functions, yes, we can say the functions which are provided by the Python interpreter, then those functions are called. Okay, then those functions are called as what, your friend? Functions are called, yes, predefined functions. Yeah, predefined functions, also known as what, your friend, just we can say built-in functions. We can say it as what, your friend, built-in function. This is a matter, guys. So this is what actually basically functions are classified into how many categories? Two categories. Number one is what, your friend, predefined functions. Number two is what, your friend, user defined function. Now what is a predefined function, guys? The functions which are provided by the Python interpreter. The functions which are provided by Python interpreter is called predefined function. Example is what, your friend, you guys already have a print function, okay, type function, id function. The next one we have seen a lot of functions like exit function we have seen. And these all comes under what, your friend, predefined functions only. Predefined function, the functions which are provided by Python interpreter, then those functions are called predefined functions. Even they are known as what your friend built-in functions. Known as what your friend built-in functions. But my dear friend, I want to tell you here one more point. What is the user-defined functions? The functions, yes, the functions which are defined by us, for our application requirement. Sorry, for our application requirements. For our application requirements. Okay, the functions which are defined by us for our application requirement. Call it as what, dear friend? User defined function. Called what is it then? User defined functions, also known as functions, also known as customized function. Yes, okay. Then customized functions, we can say this. Then what is it that now? Just a predefined functions and user defined function. Now we already seen very clearly about that. The functions basically classify into two categories. Number one is what, dear friend, predefined functions. Number two, user defined functions. The functions which are provided by the Python interpreter. The functions which are provided by the Python interpreter is called predefined functions, also known as what? Built-in functions. Now, what is the user-defined function, guys? The functions which are defined by us for our application requirements is comes under what, dear friend? User-defined functions. Okay, what is the name? What are the name you define for it? It may be a star, it may be a moon, it may be a or something like sun. What are the name you define for that? Okay, that's the reason I'm not giving any example. All the names which are declared by you for your functions, okay, all those are comes under user defined. But if you notice that, what are the advantages? Okay, advantages are, what are the advantages? First one, what is it now? Code reusability. What is that now? Code reusability. Yes, code reusability. Next one is what, your friend? Code optimization. Yes, code optimization. Next one is what, your friend? Just memory optimization. Memory optimization. Memory optimization. Code optimization. Memory optimization. Code reusability. Code optimization, memory optimization. Next one is what, your friend? Efficiency. Efficiency of the program will be increases. Efficiency of the program will be increased. Efficiency of the program will be increased. And what, your friend? Just a debugging. Okay, debugging is what, your friend? Debugging becomes easier. Debug is a process. Debugging is the process. Debugging becomes what? Debugging becomes easy. Debugging means what, you guys understand? Okay, it is the process of executing the program in our own style. In order to identify the mistakes. In order to identify what, your friend? In order to identify the mistakes in the code. Yeah, mistakes in the code. This is a matter in our own style. So I hope you understood that. This is what, your friend, advantages of the functions. If you notice that, mainly code reusability, code optimization, memory optimization, efficiency of the program will be increases, and debugging the program becomes what, your friend? Easier. And debugging means what, your friend? Debugging is the process of executing the program. Debugging is a process of executing the program in our own style by placing some temporary breaks in order to identify the mistakes. This is what the case might be. Okay, but then said, how do I define our own function? What is the syntax I have to follow? So this is all the points about what, your friend? Just what is the function and when to define the function, and this is the points like. So what is the syntax we have to follow for defining the function? So ladies and gentlemen, you already seen this is what, your friend? In this context, this is what, your friend? Defining the function. Once you define the function, just you must call this function. You have to call. This is what, your friend? Calling the function. Until unless you call the function which is defined by you is useless. See, I mean to say, Once you define the function, that function need to be called to execute it. Until unless you call the function, the logic which is written by you will not be executed, right? That's the reason defining, then calling is important. Yes, okay, defining and then calling is important. Please observe this one. But sir, how do I define the function? Yes, what is the syntax guidelines to be followed for defining the function? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a certain guidelines you guys need to be followed. DEF is a keyword to be used. DEF space, what I'm saying, function name. DEF function name. And I always suggesting you people to take the function name that should resembles action related words. The function name should resembles what your friend, the function name should resembles action related words like walk, jump, run, sleep, start, get, put, just this type of wording is suggested. Okay, this is what your friend, just I am writing list of arguments like then colon. But you guys already aware your indentation, the tab space is required. Then you can write what your friend local variables if required. And then write what your friend, the statements are group of statements. And there is a what your friend, just you have to write it written, but it's not compulsory. Writing the written is not compulsory. Writing a written variable or what your friend variable expression, written variable or expression, or we can say it as what your friend value. This is a generalized syntax for defining the function. Guys, this is a way you have to define the function in Python. Yeah, you have to use the keyword called what your friend DEF space function name. The next one is what your friend list of arguments, then local variables, statements or group of statement, lot more things. Now let me start working with one by one, but lot of rules and regulations required to be understand, ladies and gentlemen. So this is a way, this is a syntax for defining the what your friend, the syntax for defining the function. Yeah, if you notice there is a something like this, this is a function, what I am doing this. A syntax for defining the function. So the dotted lines you guys know is indentation, right? DEF space function name, list of arguments, then colon. And after that, what your friend local variables, there you guys can write the statements or group of statements, written value or variable or expressions. Writing written statement is not mandatory, optional. As you guys already aware, the square bracket is saying that what your friend optional, okay, angular bracket is saying that mandatory. Yeah, now we need to understand, friend, just based on your application requirement. Yes, based on the application requirements, now we can define the function. Okay, we can define the function in the following ways. Yes, what is the ways? Number one, yes, that is what your friend, number one. We can define a function. Yes, we can define the function. Function, okay, what is that now? Without arguments. Yes, function without arguments. Arguments and without a written value. Without what your friend, just without, don't worry about that. I will be explaining the points. Without a written values. Yes, we can define the function. We can define a function without argument, without written value. Next one, we can also define a function without arguments. Yes, without arguments and with the written value. With the written value. Next one, we can define a function with what is that now? With the arguments. A function with arguments. Okay, just what your friend, just without a written value. Function with argument without written value. Another one is what your friend, function with arguments with written values. With just what your friend, with the arguments with the written value. Here you can say this, but the Python is given another way, a function with arguments with multiple. Yes, what your friend, with multiple returns. It is something crazy. It is not there in your C and Java. But how many ways are there for you to define function? Function without argument, without written values. Function with argument, with the written values. Function with arguments, without written values. Function with arguments, with the written values. Function with arguments, with the multiple written values. These many ways are there for you to define the function. Yeah, now let me start working with what you find, just an examples case. Now let me start working. Guys, now especially here there is some types of parameters are different. A lot of the rules and regulations in Python, I'm requesting you all. So a lot of rules and regulations, everyone, please be focused. Okay, just I will be going for your Python ideally. Yeah. So I will be creating the new chapter, man. Save as. I want to go with what you have new chapter, saying that what you have just functions. Okay, instead of the function, that is what you have just what is that function? Every first one. Without argument, yes, without argument, without return. Without argument, without return. Yes, I want write the same without return, so that you will be getting that very clear. Without argument, without return example, I want to write. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm personally requesting all the people. Yes, okay. So just this is the way. First, you have to define the function. How can we define the function? Def. Whatever the name you want, you can go with that. Argument. The argument means the inputs we are writing here. No, that is called arguments. Leave it now. Just it is an empty. What you want to say? Print hello, my dear. Yes, okay. My dear. Just hello, my dear. This is what your friend. Just have a nice day. Kindly understand. Now I was written some logic is here. This is we can say it as call it as function definition. What we can say, my dear friend, this is called it as function definition. That's enough. Function definition. Yeah, function definition. But if I run this, will it be executed? No, man. Just you define it. Define it. You have to call that. Until unless you call that, it won't be executed. Then I have to calling the function. How do I call? This is what your friend greetings. That's enough. So once you call the greetings, then this is just it is calling this. Very in fact, this is what your friend it is calling this. Yes, the greetings is called. When the function is called, it will execute all the series of statements. Let me run this, my dear friend. Just I want to save this. You see, hello, my dear. Have a nice day. But just as I said, you once you define the function, it has to be called. Even I am writing one small hyphen for 30 iteration. Okay, let me run. Hello, my dear. Have a nice day. And 30. Then again, I will be calling that what your friend just a greetings function. Once you define the function, you can call it for infinity times. It doesn't make any sense. I mean to say it won't give any problem. You can get like once you define the logic, whenever you require, wherever you require, either in the same program or in the different program, you can use it for a number of times. That is a great feature in that particular thing. I hope now you understood, ladies and gentlemen. This is a scenario about that. So this is what your friend defining the function. And after defining the function, you have to call the function. But until unless you call the function, that won't be executed, as you guys already aware of it. Yes, my dear friend. This is very simple. But okay, this is a very easiest one. Then I am going for this is a small example for your documentation. Yes, I will be taking that. Now I'll be going for what your friend example 2, my dear. I'm taking what your friend example 2. Yes. Now what is my intention? Kindly understand, ladies and gentlemen. I want to define a function to find the sum of two numbers. I want to define a function to find the sum of two numbers. I'll be going like this, what your friend sum. Okay, just what your friend with the arguments. Yeah, with the arguments. Without arguments, without a return value dot py. Concentrate. With argument, without return value. First, what you guys need to do, you guys need to define the function. You have to define the function. And after defining the function, we have to call it. Yes. How do I define that? You can say that def. What is it now? My add. You can go with any name, right? My add function. My add function. But what is your plan? You're planning to find the addition of two numbers, right? Then you have to give two arguments, x comma y. But okay, I am going to write the logic later. But the people who are from the background of C, you might be learned something, some integer x, integer y, and your expected faculty started writing some logic in this. This means what? The sum function required how many arguments? Two arguments of what type? Integer type. But you guys already knows the C and the Java is what statically typed, so types are required. But in Python, types are dynamically typed, right? Thus you guys does not require to specify the data types. Yes. Okay, now you can see this is what your friend, just I am defining that, we are defining. But let me call, sir, I want to call that. Yes, calling has to be done. How do I call my add? When you run this, immediately system will kicks you like anything, man. Immediately system will kicks you like anything. Reason, yes, this myadd function required 2 arguments, but you are calling the myadd without arguments. Then you will be getting an error. Myadd function missing 2 required positional argument x and y. You will be getting this error. Myadd function required 2 position, missing 2 required positional argument. Let me run F5 is a shortcut key, or go to run module. Blast. Myadd function missing 2 required positional arguments, that is x and y. Boss, myadd function required 2 arguments, man. You have to pass something. Oh my goodness, then I have to pass something. This is a way. Then my dear, this 10 is taken into what now? X, and this 20 is taken into what? Y. Very simple. The 10 is taken into what, your friend? 10 is taken into the X and 20 is taken into the Y. Yes. Then what you have to do? Whatever the logic you want, you can write it, sir. I want to do something like, sir, X plus Y. I want to store them in yes, sir. Okay, after doing some manipulation, we have to preserve that value. Then, sir, I want to print the result, sir. Then result is what your friend? Yes, that's it, my dear. Very easy. Very easy. If you notice, we are calling the myadd function and passing what your friend 10 to X and 20 to Y. Ladies and gentlemen, here you need to understand a little terminology. These are called as formal parameter. Yes. But these are called as what? You can see, these are called as actual arguments. Actual values are what? 10 and 20. This 10 and 20 is taken into what? X and Y. X and Y is the what? Formal. Formals are what? Copies. Yes, you need to understand. Guys, you need to understand what is the formal parameters. Point number 1. I will giving the points for it. Formal parameters means the parameters which are declared in the function definition. This is the function definition, the parameters which are declared in the function definition. Number 2, formal parameters are acting as a what, your friend? Local variable. Formal parameters are acting as a local variable. That means those are meant for myadd. That x and y we can use into myadd function. Formal parameters means the parameters which are declared in the function definition. Number 1. Formal parameters are acts as a what? Local variables. Number 3. Number 2 is what? Local variable. Number 3. Formal parameters are copies of actual arguments. Formal parameters are copies of actual arguments. These are the points we need to understand. This is about what, your friend? Formal parameters. Okay, these are called as what? Which one? X comma y are, yes, are formal, yeah, formal parameters. Formal parameters. Sir, what about this 10 and 20, sir? Yeah. So 10 and 20. So 10 and 20 are actual arguments. Let me run this before explaining the rules and regulations. Let me run, my dear friend, run module. You've seen that 30 is executed. Again, you see this. But actually, what exact happens internally in the memory, guys? Your attention is really matters. But okay, in future, now onwards, the topics are going to be peaks. Please kindly notice it. Okay, just this is what I define an example here. Yes, I want to write. I have seen this. But my dear friend, in this particular case, I'm requesting you all kindly pay this particular thing. Yes, we need to pay this particular thing. So what exact happens here is, first you need to understand x and y is called formal parameter. Yes, I want to write some points there. First in your notes. This is what, your friend. Yes, already you've seen what is a formal and actual, but I want to give some notes for you. Yeah, formal parameters are the parameters. Okay, are the parameters which are declared in the function definition. The parameters which are declared, the parameters are the parameters which are declared in the function definition. Next point, formal. Yes, formal parameters are copies of what, dear friend? Actual arguments. Actual arguments. In this particular case, if you want, you can also see on the screen that 10 is taken into x and 20 is taken into y. Where x and y, 10 and 20 is what? Actual arguments. Actual arguments. Or x and y is the word formal. Where formals are copies of actual. Formals are copies of actual. Next one more point. Formal parameters. Formal parameter will works as local variable. Local variable means what? They are works in that function. Okay, local variable means they are works in the function. Now this 10 is taken into x, 20 is taken into y. The x and y is a formal. Formals are copies of actual, and moreover, formals are acting as a local. Local means that x and y can be used in that function only. That x and y can be used only in that function. Can you understand that? So the next one, actual arguments are what? Actual arguments are the arguments. Okay, the arguments which we are passing, which we are passing by the time of, okay, by the time of calling the function. Yes, you need to understand. By the time of calling the function. Yes, this is what the calling. The parameters which you are passing by the time of calling the function is called actual arguments. Actual arguments. So one more point here. Actual arguments, my dear friend, actual arguments may be the values or variables or expressions. This is a matter, my dear friend, expressions. Okay, this is the case. These are the point. And another important point you need to understand, the memory locations. Memory locations are different for both formal and actual arguments. These are the points. That means the memory locations never be the same for both formal and actual. So let me show you. Here I am saying you again how the flow man x and y is a formal, and what your friend 10 and 20 is actual. 10 and 20 is actual. But as I said you, what is the flow? My dear, I am requesting everyone, pay a little more attention. Yeah, we are calling the myad function. Whenever you call the myad function, then what is happened here is first the memory will be allocated in the stack. Kindly observe this one. Memory is allocated in the what your friend? Memory is allocated in the stack for the method. So first what is happened means whenever you call the method, yes, whenever you call the method, first of all, PVM will ensure the PVM will ensure the corresponding definition is there or not there. Then immediately what is happened means for this method, memory is allocated in the stack. For that method, memory is allocated in the stack. With what name? The name of the function is what your friend myad. Yes, one function memory gets allocated for the function stack. But here how many variables are there? This x and y is a formal. As I said, you formals are copies of actual. Yes, the 10 is taken into x, 20 is taken into y. Third point is what? Formals are acting as a local variable. So now memory gets allocated for the x and the memory gets allocated for the y because they are the formal. Formals are acting as a local. Now memory is taken x and y. And you've seen that here is a what your friend already what is taken into x. As I said, your 10 is taken into x, 20 is taken into y. What is happened now? 10 plus 20 will be the 30. The 30 will be stored into the s. But s is declared where? S is also declared in the function sum only. Now s is declared in the function sum only. Now you please tell me x, y, s are what? Local. X, y, s are local for which function? Myad function. Okay. X, y, s are what? Local to myad function. But my dear friend, this 10 is taken into what your friend x, 20 is taken into y because the formals are copies of actual. Now the 10 is taken into x, 20 is taken into y. But here in this context, you have written some logic there, x plus y. That is 10 plus 20 will be assigned to yes. Okay, that 30 will be assigned here. But finally, here we are requesting the system. Kindly observe this. We are requesting the system to print the value of yes. We are requesting the system to print the value of yes. Then what the system will do is, then Python interpreter will ensure, do we have the variable s in this function or not? Yes. Do we have the variable s in the function or not? Yes, it is there. Simple, it will be getting the value from that s and displayed on the screen. This is what the flow will be happen, my dear friend. But kindly understand, writing this type of diagrams may be tough every time. So you need to understand the flow. Whenever the function is called, for the function memory gets selected in the stack, and this way it will work. I hope you got it. But okay, there is some points I was given. Here, friend, actual arguments may be the values or variable or expression. Yes, if you notice that these are the values. Sir, I am calling what your friend my add 5 plus 5 plus 5. That is what your friend 15 will be taken into the x. Then 10 into what your friend 3 will be taken into the second argument. And what I'm saying is, you can pass the expression. You can pass the expression as a argument. Can pass the values, you can pass an expression. Of course, you're seeing the result is what your friend 30. Here is a what your friend 15 plus a 30. Then it will be what your friend just a 45. Now this is the way it will work. Okay, not only that, my dear friend, even you can also write a equal to 90 and b equal to 90. If you want, you can also call this a gamma b. What is the value of a? 90 will be taken into x. B value is 90 taken into y. 90 plus 90 is 180. We store in yes, and we are requesting the system to print the value of yes. Simple, it will get the value from the variable as 180. Okay, that will be processed on this. That's very simple, ladies and gentlemen. So, but here the rules and regulations are really matters, Mike. Rules and regulations are really matters here. I hope everyone got an idea. So you need to understand the rules and regulation, formals, actuals. These are the points. Okay, as I said, you formal parameters or actual arguments may be values or variables or expressions. Excuse me. So this is some situation where there what your friend actual arguments may be a values or variables or what your friend expression. You can use any of them. So, okay, please let me take one glass water. Sorry guys, now can observe this. There is some situation where now better understand the rules first. Now what is the formal, what is actual, and where the memories gets allocated, when the memories gets allocated. So these are the points about what your friend, the formal and actual arguments. Right. So now this is very clear for you. Then these formals, these are what your friend just a formal. Formals are copies of what your actual. The formals are acting as a what your friend local. That means that will be work in that function only. And that will be works in that what your friend function only. This is the main concept like. So now let me start working in this particular situation, my dear friend. I want to go with some other thing. Kindly understand, pleasing you all. So this is what your friend just with arguments and with the return. With argument, with the return value dot py. Focus, just to focus is not at all a great matter. Easily you can enjoy working with this. But the rules and regulations. My dear friend, now what is my requirement is I want to define a function. That function should return the square of a number. Square of a number. My dear, it's not a great deal. Defining a function to find the square. Very simple. DEF. Now the square is a function. Required an argument. Required an argument. Write it to pass. Leave it. Now I have to calling that function, right? So calling. How do I call a square function? If you write like this, you'll be getting an error, man. Because the square function required an argument, guys. The square function required an argument. But you are not passing any arguments, right? Then you will be getting an error. Missing one required positional argument. The square function missing one required positional argument. That is what x. Okay, next I will be coming new terminology. What is the positional parameters? What is arbitrary parameter? What is double arbitrary parameter? Lot of things. Kindly requesting you, my dear. Every individual is important. Okay, now if you notice here, we have seen some problem. The square function missing one required positional argument, that is x. Mean to say what to call the functions, we have to pass an argument of type what, no type, no specific type, but I will be passing what your friend 4. You guys can understand. Now this 4 is taken into what your friend x. Now 4 is taken into x. This 4 is taken into x. Then what is my plan is, x into what your friend x. That's enough. X into x. X value is what? 4 into 4, 16. I want to store them into what your friend in the variable, yes. Because after manipulation, that value required to preserve them in a variable, so I have stated. But my dear friend, you need to understand this particular case. Once again, this is what your friend 4 is taken into x man. Now, what is the value of x? If you notice this particular case, yes, this 4 is taken into what your friend, this 4 is taken into the x. That is great. Now, what is the value of x now? X is a 4 into 4. That is what your friend 16 will be there in the yes. Understand? Will be there in the yes. Will be there in the yes. But s is a part of what now? Square function. S is a part of square. That means s is local to the square function. S is local to the square function. Now, what is my requirement, sir? I want to use the value calculated by the square function. Come on. I want to use the value calculated by the square function outside of the square function. Let me do something. I want to write the result is, then yes, immediately system will give you name error. System will give you name error. Let's say have a look. What's wrong in that? Yes, name error, S is not defined. Guys, focus. Just to focus, I'm saying, right? Just easy. So what I'm saying is, just whenever you call the function, yeah, kindly observe this. Whenever you call the function, as I said the memory is what your friend, memory gets allocated for the function. What is happened now? Memory gets allocated for the function. Okay, where it will be in the stack, man. We have the 2 partitions in the memory stack. Another one is what your friend heap. We have 2 partitions in the memory. But if you notice, whenever that function is called, now memory gets allocated. I'm sorry. Now memory gets allocated for the square function. Yes, memory gets allocated for the square function. Yes, now this is what exact. Now memory is getting allocated for the square function, my dear. But the square function here formal. One is formal. Formals are acting as a local. Now the memory gets allocated for the x variable. Now x is a copy. Formals are copies of actual, right? That means what now? This 4 is a copy of what your friend, just x is a copy of the 4. Now x is taking what your friend 4. Up to this is, I hope you are clear. But you have written x into x. That is what 4 into 4. That's 16. Result will be stored in the yes. But where is that yes? Yes is declared instead of the what your friend square function. S is declared instead of the what your friend square function. Now memory gets allocated for s. That is what 4 into 4, 16. But now you please kindly observe this. Where the memories gets allocated for the, yes, memories gets allocated for the yes in the function. S in the function. But whenever the function is called, the control will be jumping from here to there, and it will be executing all the series of statement, and the control will comes out. Whenever the control is comes out, no, automatically, whenever the control is comes out, yeah, as I said, whenever the control is comes out, whatever the memory is allocated for the variable, in the function will be destroyed. Whatever the memory is allocated for the variable in the function will be destroyed when the execution of the function is completed. And the execution of the function is completed, that is going to be destroyed. Then that variable s is not there in the memory. But you are asking your system to then print the value, means, man, where is that yes? That is the reason, right? What you have to do, if you want to use this value, whenever you want to use the value outside of that function, then do what your friend return. Whose value you want to return? S value. Writing semicolon is option. Okay, the square function is returning or not returning? S is returning the value. The return, who is returning? Square is returning. Okay, simple in your words. I hope you follow my standards very clearly. Now, square function required an argument x. Returns what your friend returns int. Yes, you understand now. And now the square function required an argument. Internally, it will do some process and returning some value. But the returned value, you have to capture them some variable, right? Yes. Now the returned value is there in the what you have written on. This is a matter. So this is the way you can write it. Yes. Okay. Now just I want to define one more functions of cube. Then cube function is required, sir. Then DEF is required. Then pass. If you want to execute that, you have to call that now. First, you have to call the square function. Sorry, cube function required an argument 2, sir. 2. Now this 2 is taken into what you have written x. That 2 is taken into x. What you want to do, man? What is you want? I want to do something like x into x, 2 into 2, 4 into 2, 8. Now you'll be getting that returned value. I want to preserve them in a variable c. But that result, which is calculated by the cube function outside, then you must write what you have written, then you must write a return c. Now we is returning as per our discussion in regular style of class. Now cube function required an argument and returns one value. Oh my goodness. And to call that cube function, you have to pass an argument. Internally, it will do some process and gives a value of some, just you are giving some value. This is what you have written a. But you can take any variable. Then result is, this is what you have written, just result is r. Let me run this. I don't get, sir. Don't both we are getting the same, sir. No. This is what you have written is a cube. Cube I am taking. That is what you have written, just a 2 into 2, 4, 4 into 2. This is what you have written, just a 4 power 4. Just a cube you are getting. So this is what you have written 4 into 4. That is a matter you will be getting. And why kindly notice this. This based on your requirement. So based on your requirement, just you can pass any value also. Sir, I will be going different. Now you can see this one. That is a square and you will be getting what you have written cube. See friend, here I have to print a. Unfortunately, it's my mistake. I am getting what you have written just here. The result is there in the what you have written a. But unfortunately, I print both the times or it's my mistake. I'm sorry. Then you can check it out, right? This is the case. I hope everyone got the point very clear. So based on your requirement, you can define the functions like this. This is what your friend function with the returns. Right now, then I'm writing example 3. Example 3. But in the example 3, we need to understand this particular case. So we have the different ways. But you need to understand one important note again. Note. So just what is this important note here in this context? Yes, whenever, okay. So just whenever, okay, whenever you want to use, my dear friend, whenever you want use the value, whenever you want to use the value calculated. So whenever you want to use the value calculated by the function, whenever you want to use the value calculated by the function from outside of that function, then we have to define, the function. We have to define the function with the return. This is a matter. Whenever you want to use the value calculated by the function from outside of that function, then we have to define a function with the return. That is a matter. Very simple. Let me go with one more example. You will be getting more clarity. Of course, you got it, but still, I want to go with that. So, okay. Sir, I want to go with something like new, save as. That is what your friend same with the argument with the return value 2.py. So my requirement is what your friend finding the area of circle. Okay, better write find the area of circle or find the area of circle. Then better define the function like this. But you have to use the keyword called the find area. So find area. What do you want to find the area of circle? If you want, you can write it. The better write. Find area of circle. My dear friend, you guys already aware. To find the area of circle, we required what your friend radius. Then I will be using RAD. Better take the name such a man, radius. Sir, I have to call this. Until unless you call that function, it won't work. You know, I am writing find the area of circle. Yes. But which required, if you run this, you will be getting an error. Function find area of circle missing one positional argument RAD. Yeah, find the area of circle, missing one required position argument, RAD. Oh, sorry, I'm passing 2, man. 2 as a what now? Radius I will be passing here. Now, what is the value of RAD? Just what you find, just that is a 2. What is your plan actually? So pi r squared 3.14 into RAD into RAD. But this calculated value is a what? This is the area. But now you decide. You want to use that result instead of that function, or you want to use the result outside of that function. Based on that, the coding is going to be changed, my dear. But what is my requirement is, I want to use the result of that function outside of that function. Then you have to write what your friend written area. This is it. But who is returning? Your find area is returning or not returning? Yes. But in general style, now general style for you to get an idea. Sir, I want to call this. What is the method you want to call? Find the area of circle, sir. Find area of circle, which required what your friend just a radius, but is returning or not returning? Returning a value. Returning a value. So returning a value of type what? Float only. If you are having the clarity, right? Return what your friend ultimately is return float, because this 2 is taken into RAD. But any value manipulated with the point value, there may be a chance of getting the points. So that is the reason I want to take area of what your friend? Area of circle. That's great, my dear. So then you can print area of circle is, yeah, area of circle is, that is there in what now? AC. Then you can run this. Yeah, wonderful. So if I run this program for 100 times, you'll be getting the same result. If I execute this function for 100 times, you'll be getting the same result. Reason, you're passing the constant figure to, no sir, I want to extract some input and I want to pass that. You can go with that. A radius, I'm asking what your friend R equal to inputs. Yes, enter what your friend radius of circle. Okay, radius of circle. I want to cast them into what type now? Integer type. And I want to assign to what your friend. Here I want to pass R. Are you catching me? We are taking the input from the user and converting them into integer, and we are passing that R value here. Now you can run this. So now whatever the input radius, what enter radius 2, then you will be getting 12.56. When I run this one, I am giving 3, then you will be getting 28.25 something. This is the way, based on your input, that output you will be getting. So this is a way when to define the function with the return, that you need to understand. Whenever you want to use the value, calculated by a function, whenever you want to use the value calculated by a function outside of the function, here is a point already given. So whenever you want to use the value calculated by the function from outside of that function, then we have to define a function with the return. Yes, here is a go. That is what your friend, there is another example also here we are given. Yes, now there is a one other important point. So Python is giving one excellent opportunity for you. Python is giving an excellent opportunity for you. What is it? A function can also return multiple values. Yeah, function can return multiple values. Shall we have an example on that? I will look on this. I want to cover function can return multiple values. I want to go with that. Say, okay, function with multiple. So this is what your friend multi-return, multiple return or multi-return. I'm writing multi-return.py. So okay, multiple return.py. Yes, a function can return, but if you are from the background of C, if you are from the background of Java, a function can return what your friend one value. Maybe your faculties may cover one point. Function means which returns a value, a value. Will it be possible to return multiple values? Yes, in function in Python will return multiple values. But then we'll be taking one example on that. We'll be taking an example on that. Focus, my dear, pleasing you all. So just I want to define the function. What is that now? My cal C. Yes, I want to define my cal C. But this function requires 2 arguments. I will be writing pass. Okay. Then I have to calling that function, man. I have to call that function. My cal C x comma. That is what your friend the calling function. But okay, how do I call this? My cal C. Yes. So I'm pausing 10 comma 2. Wonderful, wonderful. Now the 10 is taken into X and 20 is, 2 is taken into Y. 10 is taken into X, 2 is taken into Y. What your plan, sir? A equal to addition X plus Y. X equal to X minus Y and M equal to X into Y. Yes, now 3 operations are done. A is what your friend, just a 10 plus 2 will be the 12. Here what your friend, S equal to 10 minus 2 will be the 8. And here that is what your friend, 10 into 2 will be the 20. These all the values are there in A addition, yes subtraction, and multiplication. Now the 3 values are there, then return. Which value you want return? First I want return the value of A. Then I want return the value of S. Then I want return the value of M. That's your wish. No matter what order you want to return. But do remember, now yes, this is what your friend returning for you to get an idea. For you to get an idea, my cal C X comma Y and return values. Hey, kindly understand values. Values means more than one value. More than one value. Okay, but I'm saying for you to get an idea, that's what A comma S comma M. Okay, for you to get an idea, int. And that is returning how many values? 3 values. 3 values. But okay, which function? MyCals is returning 3 function. Oh, I want to store them into. Okay, that is what your friend M, N. Oh my goodness. What is there in M? Addition of 2. Yes, addition of 2 is what your friend that is there in M. Whatever the variables you want, you can take it, man. I, J, K. That's up to you. I, J, K. Addition of 2 is what your friend I. Then what your friend, just a subtraction of 2 is what your friend, subtraction is 2 in J. Then what your friend, the multiplication of 2 is what your friend, that is there in K. I hope now you understood. Because that my add function is returning how many values, sorry, my calc function returns how many value? 3 values. But actually how many inputs are required? 2 inputs. Let me run this, man. My goodness, you'll be getting. But this is what your friend, a function can return more than one value. But in C and C++, your faculties are saying a function can return one value. A function can return one value. But here is about your friend, just an example with, okay, that is what multiple return values. This is it. And another point I would like to tell you, my dear friend. If any function returns more than one value, guys, if you notice, this function returning how many values? In fact, this function returning 3 values. If any function return more than one value, we need to have exact same number of variables to capture the result. We need to have the exact same number of variables to capture the result. Yes. But said now we can also do in another way. Just I want to go with save as. I'll be writing what your friend 2.py. Kindly observe this, my dear friend. This myAdd function, again observe this. Yes. MyCalc. Yes, MyCalc function I have to call. I have to pass 2 arguments, that is X comma Y. 10 comma 2 I am passing. Well, okay, no issue. But in this case, is it returning a value or values? A group of values here. I'm grading what your friend, I'm getting group of values. But said, no, I want to store that group of values in a variable. Will it be possible? Yes. Yes. So that my calc returns how many values? 3 values. But all the 3 values I am storing. In fact, if you pass 10 and 2, what are the values you will be getting? Sir, what are the values you will be getting? That is what your friend 10 comma, 8 comma, and this is what 20 will be coming. These result will be stored in what now? T. This result will be stored in the T. If you are really serious, one fine day I said you 10 comma, 8 comma, 20. Can I write like this? Yes. Yes. Internally it will works as a tuple collection. Internally it will works as a tuple collection. Now all these values are taken into T, isn't it? Yes, my dear. Yes. The type is what your friend, the type of T is what your friend, type of T is this one. And I want to print the results. The result is what your friend T. Let me run this, my dear. Oh my goodness. If you notice this, and all those values are taken into the T. The T is acting as a tuple. Sir, what do you want? Say first T of 0 addition, T of 1 subtraction, T of 2. If you notice that when I run, you've seen this, man. Sir, that is what your friend. The T of 0 is addition, sir. T of 1 is a subtraction. T of 2 is a multiplication. What you want from that? Sir, I don't want all the three values, sir. I want only multiplication result. Multiplication is, that is there in what your friend T of 2. Same indexing and slicing, this kind of things will be possible. Now, this is what the case. Okay, even when a function returns more than one value. Yes, okay. Now, example 2 here, I am writing note. Okay, if a function returns more than one value, we can preserve, we can store them into what your friend, into a variable, but that variable will be acts as a tuple collection, That's enough, my dear. So just as we seen, but here this is another point. So this is what the code for that. Yes, we have seen this code. I want to copy and I will be pasting here for your documentation sake. If a function returns more than one value also, yes, more than one value, we can also preserve those values into a variable. But that variable is acting as a what your friend, as we see in the tuple. That variable will be acts as a what your friend tuple. That is a matter, my dear. Lot of things, okay, just still functions are not completed. Not even half of the functions are not completed. Yes, my dear friend, lot of things. But okay, just only the thing you need to understand the flows, how they're working. But as my class, you know well, when I'm writing this one, what does it mean? Okay, a function can also returns what your friend, function can also returns more than one value. Yes, function can also returns more than one value, as we discussed, right? Now, good gentlemen. So now here, this is about what your friend, just this is about what your friend, we can define a function without argument, without return value, with argument, without return value, with argument, with return value, with argument, with multiple returns. We have the different ways in writing. And this is the part 1 of these functions. Then part 2 will be there. Part 3 is really completely hi-fi. Then okay, now you can observe. This is something strange. Now it'll be going for a new topic in the functions. Then you need to understand, my dear, I'm requesting you, every one of you need to pay more attention. Yeah, this is what your friend, just here. Now I want to display about types of parameters. Yes, this is another lesson. This is another lesson. I want to go with it. Types of parameters. So, but the types of parameter means actually we can say types of formal parameter. The types of formal parameter. Already you understood what is a formal parameter is. Guys, so I want to take the moment here. I just want to discuss the types of parameters here. Yes, types of parameters. The first one is what your friend, very first one is positional parameters. Okay, these are the terminology now onwards I will be using more frequently. Okay, positional parameters. Next one is what your friend, named parameters. Positional parameters, named parameters. Next one is what your friend, default parameters. Next one is what you know, Varrock parameters. Varrock parameter. Next one. The next one, there is a something like, okay, KWArgs parameter, keyword argument parameters. Here's the different ways. KWArgs. This is what your friend KWArgs. These many types are there, man. Formal parameters are these many types, you know. Positional parameters, named parameters, default parameters, Varax parameter, and keyword parameters. Yes. Now I just want to tell you about the positional parameters. Okay, guys. I just want to tell you what is the positional parameters. Very simple. All the default parameters, sorry, all the formal parameters are acts as positional parameters. All the formal parameters are acts as a positional parameters. Next one, if you define any function with a positional parameters, then we must pass exactly same number of parameters. We have to pass exact same number of parameters. Otherwise, okay, then what your friend? Otherwise, we will be getting what your friend? We will be getting. So we will get what your friend? Simple. We'll get an error. We'll get an. This is what the point. I want to show you. It's not a great matter. Already you have seen. And what is a positional parameter? All the formal parameters acts as a positional parameter. If we define any function with a positional parameter, then we must pass exactly same number of parameters. Otherwise, we will be getting an error. What error? Missing positional parameters error you will be getting. Let me show you my view. Yes, let me show you. I want to go with what your friend say as. Now I'm writing positional parameter demo.py. Guys, requesting you focus a lot. Focus a lot. Yes, now here I am defining a function. I'm sorry, I'm defining the function. Yes, I'm defining the function called what here, friend? Just okay, my data is a function. Name gamma age. Yes, this function required how many arguments? 2 arguments. Name is what here, friend? Name. I want to take like name is name. Then print. I want to go with what here, friend? Age is. I want to go with age. Then I want to call the function. Calling the function, we must call, right? How do we call my data? Then definitely we'll be getting an error. Because these are the formal parameters. As I said you, all the formal parameters will work as a positional parameters. But how many parameters are required? 2 parameters. But when you run this one, you will be getting an error. My data missing 2 required. What is the message? You required missing required 2 positional arguments, that is name and age. Name and age. Sir, I want to give something like name is given, sir, Ramesh is given, and age is what your friend 34. Yes, now it will be working fine. Sir, there is some other situation, sir. Now, there is some other situation. What is my requirement is, I'll be taking like this. Kindly observe this, my dear friend. I want to go with what, sir? My data. Sir, I want to take only Ravi. Then immediately again system will kicks you. They'll gives you an error. Reason why? That my data function required 2 arguments, man. But you are given only argument. But here the missing the second argument. You will be getting an error. Okay, you will getting an error. What is that here, friend? Function my data missing 1 required positional argument age. Yes, you will be getting that you are getting. My data missing 1 required positional argument age. That is what the points are very clearly given there. All the formal parameters acts as a positional parameters. If we define any function with a positional parameter, then we must pass exactly the same number of parameters. Otherwise, we'll be getting an error. So I hope now you understood about this is, and that's what I'm telling you. All the formal parameters are positional parameter, but they have the different meaning in some scenarios. Yes, okay. Here I want to paste that example. Yes, I'll be going with that example here. This is a one. But if you notice this particular case, you will be getting what dear friend, you will be getting an error. What is that error? Because missing one required positional parameter. Missing one required positional parameter. Now I want to go with something like what dear friend, named parameters. What is the named parameters? Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I will be telling you on the same example. Named parameter dot py. Guys, please focus. So please focus. What is a named parameter? See, the formal parameters also works like a named parameter. Confused? Relax, just relax. So now here in this case, if you run this program, absolutely name is Ramesh and age is 34, you will be getting awesome response undoubtedly. Name is Ramesh and age is 34, you will be getting undoubtedly. But the thing is, what is happens that if I change like this, if I change what your friend 38 comma Sudha, if I give like this, what is happened now? Have you noticed this? This 38 is taken into the name and Sudha is taken into the age. Completely crazy answer you will be getting. You can see what is the crazy answer. Name is 38, age is Sudha. That is something different. That means what dear friend, just in the positional parameter, the PVM always checks the count of the parameter. It doesn't care about the order of the parameters. Got it? In the positional parameter, the PVM, Python virtual machine, always cares about the count of parameters. It doesn't concentrate about the order of the parameter. By chance, if you change the order of the parameter, you will be getting the result wrong. You will be getting result wrong. You have seen very clearly. Name is what? Name is 38, age is Sudha. That is something not correct. But in order to avoid this particular situation, then you can avoid what dear friend, we can pass the parameters. We can pass the parameters. We can pass the values to the formal parameter by using their names. Oh, age equal to 32, name equal to Sudha. Then don't worry. Then automatically this 38 will be sent to the age, that then this Sudha is taken into the name. This is what named parameters. I love this. I hope now you understood, right? If you run this, no matter about the order. That is what you need to understand very clearly about it. I'll be copying this one. I want to paste about the named parameter. Before this, you need to understand. Actually, the formal parameters, okay, formal parameters are also acts as named parameter. First point. One more point. In the positional parameter, the PVM, in the positional parameter, the PVM will always concentrate. What your friend concentrate on what? Concentrate only on the count of the parameter, only on the count of the parameter. But it doesn't case, yes, but it doesn't case. But okay, but it doesn't case, man, it doesn't case. Okay, but doesn't cares about the type of parameters. It is always, it concentrate only what your friend count of the parameter, but doesn't cares about order of the parameter. By chance, if we change the order of the parameter, then the result will be different. To overcome this one, just to overcome this problem, then we have to pass the values. To the formal parameter Formal. Yes, okay. Formal parameter. Mistake with me. Sorry. This is what your friend just is something like formal parameters. Formal parameters with their names. With their names. Called what your friend just called named parameters. This is a way. Okay, called what your friend named parameter. Nothing more, man. Just very simple. I hope you all got the points about it. Now you can see that examples also here. You will be getting more clear. If you notice, this is what your friend just we are calling the function and passing the values to the parameters. And passing the values to the parameters by using what your friend by using their names. Here I am passing the parameter to age and we are passing the parameter to the name likewise. This is a way we'll be writing this one, my dear friend. So process of passing the values to the formal parameter by using its their name. This is their name. That is what in this case, no matter what order they are. In this case, no matter what order they are, my dear. That's the matter. I hope you got the point about this particular thing. Now, let me take one more. That is what your friend default parameter. Default parameter. So what is the default parameter? First, to see the rules. What is the default parameters? Come on, friend. Just kindly notice that it is a process of defining. It is a process of defining the formal parameters with some values. It is a process of defining the formal parameter with some values. Yes, and just what your friend just next one, the formal these default parameters. These default parameters will also works like an optional parameters. And moreover, these default parameters will takes place when we fail to whenever we fail to pass the values. Whenever we fail to pass the values to the formal parameters. This is the concept, my dear. Now you need to understand. I was given the points, okay, but let me show you some example. Let me show you some example, my dear. All these points are really matters there. Really matters. Now let me go with some example so that you will be getting more clarity on this. Friend, the topics are changing like onwards. The topics are going to be little advanced. Kindly focus on. Okay, please. Every topic is important. Save as. Then default parameter demo.py. Guys, observe this. Observe this, man. Easy. Now DEF, I want to take what your friend just my add is a function. X is a formal parameter. Y is a format. No, it's not formal. It is default parameter. So Z equal to what your friend 30. Yes, I was taken. Wait a moment. Go back to your notes. What is the default parameter? It is a process of defining the formal parameters with some value. I hope you understand, right? Oh, goodness. That's my goodness. You can understand. Sir, now I have to call this. But how do I call this particular function? To call this function my add, actually I'm passing 10 comma or else, come on, man. I'm passing 30, 40, 50. Wait, man, relax. This 30 is taken into X, 40 is taken into Y, and 50 is taken into Z. Kindly notice that. These default values are replaced with what your friend actual values. The default values are replaced with actual value when you pass the values. 30 is taken into X, man, 40 is taken into Y, and 50 is taken into Z. Then what is the values you understood? Right now, I'm taking X plus Y plus Z. Finally, I want to print the sum is, oh, that's really nice. And I want to put one line here for repetition. That is, you guys can understand. What is output? 30, 40, 50 men. That's output. Okay, 30, 40, 50. And we have seen that output is this way. But my dear friend, just let me call this again. Sir, my ad, I am pausing, sir. 30 and 40, sir. Oh, wait. Second point, what you notice, these default parameters will also works like an optional parameter. Optional means if you want, you can ignore to pass the value. If you want to ignore to pass the value, but it will be taking default value, sir. You can take this one. Now, sir, 30 is taken into X, sir. 40 is taken into Y, sir. But do I pass any value for the Z? No, Z will be taken 30. X is what? 30. Y is what, dear friend? 40. 40 plus 30. 70 plus 30. Then we'll be getting what, dear friend? 100. Got it? Sir, now I want to call this my ad set. I want to pass only 30. Will it be works? Why not? Now this is what, dear friend, 30 is taken into X, 20 is taken from Y, and 30 is taken from Z. Because I didn't pass the parameter set. Okay, Y is what, dear friend? 20, and Z is 30. 50 plus 30. That's what, dear friend, just 50 plus 30. Then you will be getting 80. Got it? But sir, can I call like this? My ad without passing? No, system will kicks you. Why? The X is a positional parameter. Mandatory you have to pass it. Okay. No, sir, I don't want to do that. I want to make that X also default parameter. Then you can do this one, man. But you need to give some value. You need to give some value. If you notice, but in this case, I'm not passing any values, man. In this case, I'm not passing any values. Then actually what is taken? X is taken, what, dear friend? 10, Y 20, and Z will be the 30. But in fact, I personally feel that based on my experiences in C++, this is a concept from C++. Yes, this is there in C++. Yes. Now you can see the third point in that. Notice that these default parameters will take place. These default parameters will take place whenever we fail to pass the values to the formal parameters. Points are really awesome. Okay, whenever we fail to pass the values to the formal parameters, then the default parameters will be taken place. Yes, guys, that's what only the request is. What your friend need to pay more attention. If you notice that some new points are coming day by day. So now just we have seen about just how many types of parameters? Formal parameters are 5 types. And then we have seen what is the first one? Positional parameter. Second one is what your friend named parameter. Third one is what? Default parameter. Fourth one is what your friend Verax parameter. Fifth one is what your friend just keyword parameters. I hope you got the point, my dear friend. That's all for this session. I'll be stopping the discussion here. We'll be continuing next one in the next session.